Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great start to their weekend. I got an awesome video planned out for you guys today. Today, I'm going to be talking about why I sleep good at night investing in precious metals like gold and silver, especially with what's happening right now. So we're going to jump in, but before I do, I want to take a quick minute to ask that you please take a minute and hit that thumbs up button and hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts on today's video. And a special thank you to all of our members. If you are not a member and you'd like to become a member, it's only $1.99. Plus, there's a lot of cool perks that go with that. Every month we do a special event where you have a shot at winning some free silver. With that being said, let's jump in to today's video. So right off the bat, what is going on with silver? Silver took a little bit of a hit this morning. Not really that bad, though, only because it was on a major climb throughout the day as it got all the way up to 31, and then instantly it got beat down literally 50, 60 cents and closed out the day right around $30.54. Now, that's not really a big beatdown, in my opinion. I'm happy with that. It's still, you can see the extreme amount of volume that was being traded around that time period. That means they were trying to beat it down even lower, but a lot of big buy orders came in as the price came down, and that really makes me wonder what's going on right now. Because I think people realize that silver at 30 bucks is really a golden opportunity. Not quite as golden as gold is right now, because gold is on a tear. And, you know, someone brought it to my attention. I keep an eye on it, but someone did point out the fact today that gold is up $70 in just the last week. And really, when you think about it, that's pretty impressive for a week. It's a great week in gold. We didn't see that in silver. However, like I said, last year, this time of the year, gold started picking up. And as gold picked up, it got towards the end of February, and all of a sudden, silver just really started to climb and really make up that ground. Right now, you got gold trading at $2,770. And like I said, we're seeing a good momentum in a time where, you know, it makes sense that we are seeing that, because you look at everything going on around the world. A lot of people have been thinking that Trump is going to answer all the problems in the world, and I think people are starting to wake up to the possibility that he's only one person. He can only do so much. And yeah, maybe he's putting together a great team behind him, but how much is he going to be able to accomplish? We got the whole world moving away from the dollar little by little. And they understand that the amount of debt that we have taken on as a country is not good. And I know a lot of people will leave comments and talk about how Bitcoin is where it's at, and Bitcoin this and Bitcoin that. And, you know, Bitcoin right now has been having a really hard time moving forward. I mean, granted, I will be honest, we did see some big gains throughout the previous year, as Bitcoin is now up to 104,000. And a lot of people, including myself, am shocked that it did get there. I know someone made a comment saying that a bunch of us said it would never get to 100,000. I don't know if I ever did say that, but if I did say it would never hit 100,000, I can eat my words and say I was wrong. However, the thing that I've been looking at is, you know, everything going on with Bitcoin, this increase in Bitcoin, a lot of it revolved around Trump. And now we're starting to see in the news, yeah, he did some of what he said, but he didn't do everything. And, I mean, it's in semantics, I guess you can say. His exact wording. Some people said his exact wording was that he would do a U.S. strategic stockpile Bitcoin reserve. And I never actually heard him say that specifically. I know there was a bill that came out where they wanted us to do that, but I didn't hear him specifically say it. So I don't know. But as you read through this article right here, key takeaways, you know, did President Trump do exactly what he was going to say? Well, he did crack down and make some rules. He did sign an executive order that related to Bitcoin, but he's not willing to commit the U.S. dollar or large amounts of the U.S. dollar into Bitcoin. And a lot of the people that have bought in Bitcoin recently only bought it because they thought the government would be, I hate to say it, I don't want to say bigger fool, but they thought the government would be the next person to buy into it and really raise the price even higher, and then other people could get out. Well, now you've got a lot of people holding Bitcoin, and they're starting to realize, maybe it ain't going to do what they thought. So when you look at it, you start to see what really is happening. After that executive order got written, we saw a good sell-off. Is it major? It's not major, but, thank goodness it did recover some for the people that are holding Bitcoin, and we'll see what happens. But, when it comes to gold and silver, I was looking at one chart here before we get over there. Let's look at that one chart. I want people to understand what happened in a 6-month time frame in 2021. So in November of 2021, Bitcoin was sitting at its all-time high of $64,402. And then in 6 months time frame, we seen it literally get destroyed. 75%. Do you ever see that with gold and silver? Generally, no. And if you do, there's nobody selling it. There was still plenty of people selling Bitcoin when that happened. But no one will be selling gold if gold drops by 75%. In fact, I think most people are going to be backing up the truck. And it won't just be working class people. It will be countries. I can't help to wonder if countries are kind of behind the whole Bitcoin thing, and they would love to see the United States buy into Bitcoin, push it higher, and then them sell. Bitcoin, I believe, is, the technology's great. I know someone's going to leave a comment. Maybe you should do some research on Bitcoin, like I haven't, or like I don't know. I know, I just don't believe. I don't believe in it, and I don't think that in the long run, specifically Bitcoin will still be here. Now, I have to put emphasis on that, because if I had said in the long run AOL wouldn't be here, would I have been right or wrong? I would have been right. AOL is no longer here. However, something new and better took over. And I actually think that's going to happen with a lot of cryptos. A lot of cryptos are going to collapse. Some will reign supreme and make it through a major crypto Armageddon, I guess you can call it. But will it be Bitcoin? Will it be a blockchain that is so overly priced, in my personal opinion? I mean, people can make a blockchain. I mean, there's not much to it. It's all public information. And I understand there's only 21 million, and if people don't sell, the price doesn't come down. And that's essentially what they're betting on right now. Big players are buying it, thinking that there will be a bigger and bigger fool. And, that's why it's divided out by so many. I mean, can you really even hold a Bitcoin, the average person? And first of all, I know someone's going to be like, well, technically you can't hold a Bitcoin. But the average person cannot afford a full Bitcoin. And I understand that's where Satoshis and smaller breakdowns come in. But I think it will be another crypto that will actually take over at some point. Now, looking at gold, though, I mean, and I've told you guys my viewpoints between gold and silver, which one I like better. However, I put both metals in a similar category. Neither metal is going to collapse to nothing because it has an actual intrinsic value. You can actually make a wedding band out of it. You actually use it in cell phones. You use it in computers. We use it in technology. Bitcoin, we don't use for anything other than a financial instrumentation, I guess you can say. The ability to buy a Bitcoin, send it to someone in a minute, and then they can sell it and get currency in whatever currency they want. Some people they like it because it's off the grid and under the radar and it can't be tracked and traced. To me, that is the most foolish thing I've ever heard, because they can track Bitcoin. They know as soon as you use a piece of Bitcoin and you buy something with it. And, some people say, well, you can't buy anything with it. You can buy stuff with it. I actually seen one gold and silver company that was accepting Bitcoin. But the truth of the matter is, I mean, as soon as you buy something, all they got to do is get access to them records and where did that something get delivered? Boom, it got delivered to so-and-so's house. Okay, now we know who owns the wallet. Let's go question the person. And if you think that big gains are going to come and they're not going to question where those big gains came from and where they went, why do you think the IRS is getting bigger and bigger? When it comes to gold and silver, I'm not going to sit here and say that gold and silver can't be tracked or traced. A lot of that comes down to how people buy it. You know, if you're buying it online, it's getting shipped to you, chances are there's a paper trail of it. But if you're just taking some extra cash that you got in your piggy bank and you go to the coin store and you buy an ounce of gold or some silver, chances are nobody really knows you have it unless you're like a YouTuber and you're like talking about it every day, you know. And I get asked that all the time. You're not afraid. Honestly, I don't think Uncle Sam is going to go door to door looking for coins that someone may or may not have. You know, when's the last time I showed you guys actual silver on my channel? I mean, yeah, I might have given away a couple. I mean, I lost a lot of mine in the boating accident a few weeks back, so that's why you don't see those videos that much anymore. It's definitely something people need to think about when they're investing. Gold and silver is on a tear right now, specifically gold. But I'm expecting we're going to see a similar incident that we saw last year. And I think there might be a little bit of a buying opportunity next week with the Fed meeting. A lot of people saying the Fed is not going to cut rates, and that's a possibility they won't cut rates. But on the flip side, you've got a lot of pressure on both sides to cut. You've got a lot of pressure to raise. I mean, raising interest rates fights inflation. Inflation that is still not totally gone away. Did I save the chart here? Okay, yeah. This is actually the inflation chart right here. So yeah, we had huge inflation. It got way up there, but it has came down if you believe the numbers. But here's the thing. Somewhere right around September last year, we started seeing it creep up from 2.4, 2.6, 2.7, 2.9. And it kind of makes sense. It's exactly where, when you look at it in 2020, how it started creeping up before it made that big jump. And maybe it's not going to make another big jump, but there's a lot going on that could lead to it. And once you realize that, you understand that inflation, I mean, it definitely helps commodities, as we've seen in the past. So one of the things I'm thinking is pretty soon we're going to see a new all-time high on gold very soon, because it's only $20 away. Maybe $30 if you want to look at intraday trading. During the trading day, it actually got over 2,800, but it didn't close that high. It came down a little bit just before the close. I mean, they can't have it go over 2,800 and think it ain't going to make news if it closes over 2,800. Me personally, though, I think we're going to start to see the jump start to come on silver. Because when you look at a 1 month chart, I mean, it's slow. It's slow and steady. It's moving up. But it definitely, when you look at a week chart, it ain't moved up that much in the last week. But we're seeing the move up in gold. We're not seeing it yet on silver. And this pullback right here, where it came all the way down to, let's see if I can get it down here. See exactly. We actually went under $30 briefly. Very briefly. In fact, it's not even showing on that chart. Not showing on that chart either. It almost looks like there's a nice floor right here when you look at it. Let's see what the last month showed. Okay, the last month. I mean, in the last month, we had a little bit of a pullback down to 28.70. So I think we're going to start to see a climb. I know some people are like, man, YouTubers been saying that forever, that we're going to see silver go to the moon. I'm not saying it's going to go to the moon. I'm saying it's going to start making another jump, another leg up, possibly closing the year at closer to $40 in my personal opinion. Will we go higher than 40 this year? We could go as high as 45, I think, and then a nice big pullback to 40 and close out the year. And people will complain, whoop-de-doo, I only made $10 an ounce, but that's 33%. I'll take 33% on my investment year to year. Hands down. Especially, keep in mind, if Bitcoin tanks, then anything can happen. It's not like the stock market, where if the stock market tanks, you see gold and silver sell off and you see Bitcoin sell off because they have to cover short positions in the stock market. If Bitcoin collapses, most likely a lot of excess money that people have, they're going to get frustrated and they're going to put their money in gold and silver. Because I'm convinced the Bitcoin markets are the type of people that are gambling. They're willing to gamble and they want big profits in short amounts of time. But once they get scared and they feel the pain, they will probably look to not gamble. You're going to see these people start essentially praying to God or whatever, that they should be in something a little bit better. You think about it. When someone loses enough money at the casino gambling, what do? They usually go to rehab. They look at what they're spending their money on. They look at what's going on, how much they're gambling, and how much they're losing. That same thing is going to happen with Bitcoin, I believe. With that being said, I'm not trying to pick on Bitcoin. If you're diverse, you've got some Bitcoin, you've got some precious metals, then you're probably going to be in a pretty good spot no matter what happens. But I definitely wouldn't want to be all in one. With that being said, I'm going to wrap the video up here. I thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video today, and I hope you hit that thumbs up and leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. If you're pro Bitcoin, hey, that's cool. I'd love to hear your thoughts on why you think Bitcoin is going to continue to go up. Don't just leave some negative comment and not put a little bit of information on why you feel that way, though. If you're talking about Bitcoin, leave some information. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you all for watching. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend.